This girl was not okay. Welcome back to Coffee and Colorful Conversation. Happy Wednesday. This photo is both the worst and best day of my entire life. My hair was frozen. My glasses were soaking wet from ice and snow. I was freezing, and I was in the basement of my salon, really analyzing my life. We had an unexpected snowstorm, and of course, did not have the proper shoes. It was Pennsylvania, and they came out of nowhere. So I have my little dance go shoes, and I finished work, and I look out the window. I'm like, crap. I have a rear wheel drive convertible that it'll slide in a heavy rain. Like, it's not built for snow. So of course I pick up my phone, and my husband has like 8 million messages on there. Please don't drive. Please don't drive. Stay put. I'll come get you, all the things. And I was just done. I was like, I am so done with all of this. I can't with this anymore. This is, 50 years of this. I never liked the ice and snow, but I really didn't like it as a salon owner. So today's topic is the SBB method. What is that? You're probably intrigued. It means stop, breathe, and be. Be in the moment where you are. There's something called a hijack that I talk about a lot on these coffee chats. I talk about it in my membership. I talk about it when I teach on stage. I learned it from my life coach. When something happens, somebody cuts you off, on the road, somebody cuts in front of you in line somewhere, and you're like, what the hell? You immediately, your body goes into this fight or flight response. The cortisol dumps into your belly. You're like shaking from head to toe. You're furious. You don't even know what to do with the emotions. And it all happens so fast. So every single day in every single salon, in every single city, state, and country, hijacks are happening all day, every day. But as hairdressers, they barely had enough time to teach us how to cut and color hair, let alone teach us how to protect our energy behind the chair. So several weeks ago, I had my sister, who is an energy healer. She does Reiki energy work. She is intrigued by our industry. She has watched me grow up, and has grown up with me in this industry. I opened my salon when I was 22. She's been along for the ride, and she has taught me so many things about how to protect myself, protect my energy, and not let it, put me into a downward spiral. So there's exercises that you can do. The most important one is to stop and breathe. My personal opinion, this is not scientifically proven, but my personal opinion is that smoking was a popular hairdresser thing. It's like, people think of a hairdresser, they think of somebody smoking a cigarette, having long fingernails, chewing gum. It's like the old, stereotypical hairdresser, which I think we've come a long way since then. But I think that the reason that hairdressers like to smoke or vape or do anything like that is that it's a deep breath. When you're smoking a cigarette, which I've never smoked, I've tried it when I was 14 and it didn't go well. But when you take a drag of a cigarette, you're going like this. That's filling up your lungs the way that a deep breath does. The only negative is you're putting nicotine and all the bad things into your lungs. My dad died of lung cancer, so I am totally against smoking, vaping, all the things. It's your personal choice. You do you. I'm not judging, but there's no good that comes of it other than the deep breath. So the next time a crazy client, I shouldn't say crazy client, that's so bad, a difficult client is in your chair and you're hijacked and you don't know what to do, you can't get a hold of the situation because it's gotten out of control. She has taken control of the situation, not you. The roles are reversed. You are no longer in charge. You find yourself flustered. Open the door, walk outside if you have to. That frozen girl that if you're just joining, you missed this awesome picture of when I was completely and totally done. This was the day that I changed my life completely, the most completely that I've ever made a change in my entire life happened after that photo. I had that photo on my phone and I was like, this girl is not okay. She is not okay. And I remember sitting on my phone. This was like a breakdown moment. I always said, what's a nervous breakdown? I never understood when people said, I'm having a nervous breakdown. I'm like, what is that? Like, is it like what does that look like? I was sitting at my desk talking to myself on video on my phone. I was staring at myself and my resting face was this. I was so beat up. My face was like upside down. The girls in the salon used to call my chin the peach pit because when I was in my relaxed mode, my chin turns into a peach pit. So that was, they would say that to me to make me laugh, to snap me out of my mood because I just hung up with a call with one of my colorists at the salon in PA. And it was a great call. And I'm going to share a lot about that. But she had said to me, you know, when one person is in a little bit of a funk and has something going on in their personal life, she's like, it's amazing in a small salon how much that really changes the whole vibe in the salon. I'm like, absolutely. And girl, you took my place for a reason. I was that person. I was the peach pit, the sad face, the miserable one, day in and day out, the last year that I was there. I no longer wanted to be there, and everyone knew it. My clients knew it, my staff knew it, my husband knew it, my kids knew it. I was a piece of work. I was like, no one wanted to be near me. Like, my friends were like not inviting me places. They did not want to go to dinner with me because all I did was bitch and moan about, you know, how unhappy I was and how cold it is. And I'm so sick of the snow. I'm so sick of the ice. I just want to go away. And I was always running away from myself. So I'm sitting at the desk and I have my phone in my hand. I'm looking at my face and I'm like, who are you? Like, I don't even know who you are. Like, look at you. You have bags under your eyes. You're so tired and just grumpy. Like, look at you have like lines from making that miserable face so much. You need to find your smile. I know she's there. I know that girl is there. The girl that was so happy and fun and funny and always uplifting everyone else. Where is she? I need to find her. And I kept that recording on my phone, and my kids would laugh at me. They're like, you are so weird. You're like talking to yourself. I'm like, if nobody else was going to tell me that I needed to make that change, I needed to tell me that I needed to make that change. And it was a moment of such clarity of what needed to happen. So back to the snowstorm, the ice storm. So my husband's like, don't go anywhere. Your car's not going to make it. I'll come get you. He's like, walk to your favorite restaurant down the street and get yourself a nice dinner. Cause basically that was code for, I didn't make any dinner and you're going to be pissed when you're going to be even more pissed when you come home and there's no dinner. And it was late. I had worked my usual 10 hours with no lunch and the whole freaking pattern that I was in of awfulness. And I said, okay, so I'm walking with no umbrella, no, like it was ice and rain just hitting me in the face. And I have Dansko shoes on, no boots. And I'm walking in the slush and I'm every couple of steps, I'm doing this. And I'm like, oh. And I get in there and I order my favorite dinner. I got a big glass of wine. I don't even freaking drink. I got a big glass of wine, a full dinner. And then I said, I'm going to have the chocolate chip cookie with the vanilla ice cream on top. I was like feeding my pain with food. I ate like an animal. And my husband texts me and says, can you bring me something home? I didn't eat either. And I'm like, so now I'm like, I want to kill him too. So now I order an order to go and they hand it to me in a paper bag. And I proceed to walk back to the salon in the ice with the rain and sleet hitting me in those glasses. That turned into this frozen girl that was very unhappy. This is what I looked like when I came back to the salon. But the real clincher was I'm about a half a block from my car. And I'm just like, I can't even see. That's why glasses make me crazy. Because when it's raining or icy, it's like, how are you supposed to see? You need windshield wipers for your glasses. New invention needs to happen. I get a half a block from the salon and I hear this thump. I'm like, what was that? Did something fall out of the tree? The paper bag that his to-go dinner was in got so wet that the dinner fell right through it onto the ground. And I just started crying. I'm not a crier. Someone has to die for me to cry. I just started crying and I was like, out loud. Like, I look like this is what a nervous breakdown looks like. I was like, oh my God, I'm so done. I'm so fucking done. Sorry for the F bomb, but that's how bad I was like, I'm so done. I am so leaving here. I am moving. I don't care if my husband even comes. I don't care if my kids come. I am no longer doing this. This day today is the day. This is it. I have a stack of journals from 5 years leading up to that day of me saying, I just want to live at the beach. I just want to live at the beach. I just want to be warm. I just want to be warm. I don't want to live here. 5 years, 5 years of misery. So then I pick up his dinner. Thank God that the container didn't open. It was just on the ground in the snow. I go to my car and I can't open the door. It's frozen shut, completely frozen shut. Where is all things de-icer and scraper? In the car, of course. Who feels me on that? Who has had those moments where all the things you need, the umbrella's in your car when you're running out in the rain? So I'm crying. I call my husband. I'm like, my car's frozen. My handle's frozen shut. Like, you need to come get me. And he comes and gets me, and we're driving home. And I said, I am moving on January 1st of this coming year. So this was the winter of 2018. I'm like, by January 1st of 2019, I will be living in Florida in a rented home of my choice. And I am happy to go alone. I love you. I love my kids, but I'm going. I'm not talking about this anymore. I am going. He's like, okay, I guess I'm moving to Florida. And I think he thought it was one of my tantrums that was going to go away, and it never went away. We put the house up for sale. We moved. And I am not that girl with the frozen hair anymore. I am smiling daily. People say to me, why does your skin look so good? What are you doing to your skin? Have you had work done? I'm like, no, I'm happy. My peach pit is happy. It's all smoothed out because I smile now, because I took a minute to take stock of my situation and said, no more. So then it's like, okay, I have a salon. I have an amazing, wonderful staff. That's not fair to them that I'm moving to Florida. So Bryn stepped in and was amazing and ran the salon for 5 years and did an amazing job until she wanted to live her dream and had her moment and said, I want to travel the world with my new husband. So she's off traveling, and the salon is now ours to manage from Florida. So I have to shout out to the staff at our salon, who are incredible. They have not missed a beat. They are amazing. They're doing their thing. They are all hitting that 6-figure mark, happily working less than 30 hours a week. They don't work Saturdays. They are all happy, but I want to check in with them because I'm not physically there. So I called the colorist that took my place and I said, girl, you're killing it. Like, I'm looking at your numbers and you are killing it. And I'm calling to let you know that I am raising your prices. And I want to let you know ahead of time, because I know a lot of people have a struggle when it comes to raising prices and they're always upset and worried and everything. I said, how far ahead are you booked out? And she's like, honestly, I was going to reach out to you and ask you if you want me to add like a half a day on Mondays, because I can't get any of my new clients in for 3 months. 3 months. So she didn't give me a hard time about raising her prices, because she knows it's either raise the price or she has to add a day. I said, you are not adding a day, because you know why? That's who I was. I was the girl who added a day. I was a girl who took away my lunch. I was a girl who took away my dinner. I was a girl who didn't go to my kids' soccer games, baseball games, all the things, because I let my clients rule me. And God forbid I raised the price. I was like, oh, I don't want to lose everybody. Well, you need to lose people when you can't get anyone in for 3 months. So she said, I love that you're sending me all these great new clients with the marketing that you're doing, but I love my regulars. And now I feel like my regulars can't get in with me because I'm so booked. Isn't that a great problem to have? So shout out to my salon concierge for making that happen. For me to be able to, my husband is doing everything, by the way. Shout out to Jeff Travis. He is running the salon. I'm just butting in now saying you need to raise those prices, because he's not aware of the industry and the trends and all of that. So he's like, that's your department. So for me to be able to just take a look, see where everything is and say, oh, she's definitely under on this, under on that, color keeps going up. You have to constantly look at where you are in your business, what your costs are, and just keep making changes. So I couldn't run a salon from Florida that is in PA if I did not have technology. And I don't know about you, but I'm 57. I wasn't born with an iPhone attached to my palm like the infants of today are. 2-year olds are in, Panera working an iPhone like more than your, mother does. So that has enabled me to send them a steady flow of clients. I just looked to see because I'm visiting. So I'm like, oh, I would love to take everybody out for coffee, lunch, dinner, something. I'm going to be there. I haven't seen everybody. I looked at their book and there's not a single white spot that we can even have a coffee together. So I said, I'm going to pop in and I'm going to bring you guys coffee because that's such a treat. As you know, when you're busy and in the weeds, somebody brings Starbucks and you're like, yay. So I'm going to bring them coffee, pop in and be like, hey, hi, how are you? Let's get a date on the books for a dinner 3 months from now when you have an opening. So I'm just so proud. And I know that the theme was supposed to be stop, breathe, and be. And I'm going to talk about that too. But I was like, I have to talk about the wins because I'm kind of wired a little more. I lean more negative in how I'm wired, where I kind of point out the negatives and the things that are wrong. And I don't celebrate the wins. My daughter's like, Mom, you just had a retreat with like 40 people who came to see you in Florida and everyone had a blast and you did an amazing job. And you're like, what's next? What do I need to do? What am I behind on? Like, you're always looking for the next project. How about take yourself to the spa and celebrate that you just had that amazing event? It's a difficult thing to get 40 people to get on an airplane to come see anybody anywhere. So I was like, you know what? You're right. I do have to stop, breathe, and be. So when you are in the salon and a client sits in your chair and it's an unexpected color situation, if you have my salon concierge, hint, hint, you won't have an unpredictable situation because you'll have virtual consultation and you won't have any surprises. But if you don't have my salon concierge, look into it. It's definitely worth it. But if you don't have it and a client says, I just need a touch up, it's typical. I just had a blast this weekend. We've shot a video for Premiere Orlando that we're going to play during the class of what it looks like to be a non-tech, doing everything on your own, taking all the appointments, calling back the clients, having them text you at midnight, all the things. That's the frazzled stylist. And then the savvy stylist uses technology, has automations, has everything working for them behind the scenes and getting new clients while they sleep. We had so much fun filming it. I played the annoying client. So another moment of gratitude is if you asked me when I was in my 20s, what did you want to be when you grow up? I would say, I want to be on Saturday Night Live. That to me was like the awesome opportunity of a lifetime because I didn't want to be a Jennifer Aniston actress where they tell me what to say. I have to memorize it. I have to be on my mark and say it at a certain time. I loved that. Saturday Night Live was like, they would laugh. Everything was live and everything was off the cuff and it was so much fun. So I was like, that would be my choice. So as a hairdresser, I get to be a skit person on Saturday Night Live by doing Instagram reels and this in-person video that I'm going to play at the show. We got to shoot it at a beautiful salon. I got to meet the salon owner and it was just so much fun I was being the annoying client because I've had my share of annoying clients. I've been doing hair for 40 years. So I was like, I don't want to ruin it because I'll show it on here when we're done the show. But I was like very indecisive and I was asking for red and then I was asking for Kardashian black and then I was asking for platinum and it was all the things. And she's like, rolling her eyes like, lady, you booked a touch up. And how many times has that happened to you where the client books a touch up and then they get in the building and you're like, are you on crack? You are not a touch up. Like you are a full on 5-hour correction. What world do you live in? But our clients don't understand color. They think that if I want to go from this to black, you just mix up black and dump it on my head and everybody's happy. And we know that's not true, but the client doesn't. So the next time that happens, you're in the dispensary, you're looking at all the colors. It's almost like everything starts to come at you. And I know you know what I'm talking about. It's almost like you're in a dream and it's like the hair color is like dancing in the background and mocking you. You're just like, what am I supposed to pick out of this wall of madness when this lady has all these different colors going on and I have 30 minutes? Like it's an awful feeling. And that is called the hijack. Going back to this is ADD world. Welcome to my world. So you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And you start to just grab things and put things on thinking that if you just grab something quick, it's going to make it simple, easier, faster, amazing. But you know in your heart that it's not the answer. You're just trying to get it over with. And then you create a bigger correction. Am I right? Does anybody feel me? Comment yeah in the comments if you've had that moment. I know I have, where I'm like, oh, I can just do this and she'll be fine. And, and she's not fine. And then she comes back for you to fix it when you're not really fixing anything. It's like you didn't do what she really needed the first time and you didn't, really think it out or map it out. So if you take a deep breath right then and there, right in front of the color wall, and I shared on another coffee chat that I have been doing the deep breath wrong all of these years. I do the in through the nostrils, out through the mouth, just to really, a deep breath is supposed to come from the back of your throat. It's supposed to be like a Darth Vader. It really fills up your lungs. You can actually see it puff out like that. Can lead to hyperventilation. Trust me, I hyperventilated when I had my son. So that is more of a breath work breathe. A deep Darth Vader really fills up the lungs. It like centers your brain, engages the frontal cortex of your brain, the frontal lobe, all those things. So step outside. Like a lot of times during the holidays, clients are coming in with bottles of champagne and wine and goodies and cookies, and everybody's loud. And I'd be in the back like, oh my God, I just need a minute. And even though it was PA and it was freezing cold, I would go out the back door and literally just close my eyes. I would stand on just the first step and close my eyes, do that really deep breath 3 times and say, it's only hair. This is not heart surgery. She is not getting a liver transplant. It is just hair. Just stop, breathe, be where your feet are. Pay attention to what's going on and what you're doing to your body. Because as someone who lost the right to tuck in my shirt about 10 years ago with my belly fat is not just a menopause thing. Belly fat is a hairdresser thing too, because we're hijacked all day long. Hijack. The hijack lasts up to 2 hours where your body is dumping cortisol into your belly because it thinks it's dying. Your body thinks you're being chased by a tiger, but it's really just Judith, your annoying client. She's the freaking tiger. So the cortisol is the beast, and it takes a really long time to get rid of that. And no diet, no exercise, no program is good. Did you ever see a skinny fat person? You're like, oh, she's skinny fat. Like she looks amazing in her jeans. She's got the cute little outfits and everything, fits her perfectly. She's like the Velcro Barbie that you played with when you were a kid, putting different outfits on. But her face is really drawn. She's got a lot, like her face is wrinkled. My one client used to say, Elaine, you got to pick your face or your ass. If you pick your face, then you got a big ass and you got weight on you. If you pick your ass, then you're going to have a skinny face and you're going to be all wrinkled and shriveled. So you can't have it all, but you can have most. And if you're aware of your energy and protecting it and you understand how to get yourself out of that hijack, it's going to make a big difference. And I want you to pay attention to the fact that they are in your home. They are coming to you. When you lose that power struggle early in a consultation, it's over right then. When the client starts telling you, like when I see on forums, people are like, my client wants this, but she won't let me use bleach. I'm like, bye, Felicia. Bye. Like, I'm a colorist. If I need bleach to get that look, it's none of your damn business. You have no say in what I use on your hair. You say, I want this. I am a professional. I know I can use this and your hair is going to do that and it's not going to compromise your hair. You don't get a say. Sorry. And not every client liked that about me. But they would leave me and they would go to the person next to me and they would let the person boss them around. And then they would bitch to me in the back room and be like, oh my God, can you please take Judith back? She's driving me crazy. I'm like, hell no, girl, I'm not taking her back. You shouldn't have let her boss you around. She left me for a reason. And a lot of those clients that left me for a reason came back to me because they're like, you know what? I don't really like her and her delivery, but I like the way she does my color. And really in the end, isn't it about the color anyway? I had one client, I have to share this story, and I know I'm all over the place, but this client, we have a clear sign at the front desk because we communicate how we want the vibe in our salon to be. And that's our key to success. That's why we're booked 3 months in advance, because it's a great place to be on purpose. It's not a free for all. It's not everybody rolls in ripped up jeans and flip flops. We have a dress code. We have, you have to be in 15 minutes before your first client. On time is late, and whatever. On time is late. You don't get there at 10 o'clock for your 10 o'clock appointment. So we have a system. We have everything happens for a reason. We do things the way that we do them so that we are successful. So we have a sign: no cell phone use. Please silence your cell phones, and no cell phone use while you're getting your hair done. Basically, you can sit in the waiting room and be on your phone all day long, but when you're in my chair, put the damn phone away. So we do this. We have, the client knows she's not supposed to be on her phone, and her son calls her, and she's a head mover. She's one of these. What are you doing? Looking up this way when I'm trying to foil her. I'm like almost stabbing her in the eye with a tail comb. That's a whole other story when I stabbed a client in the eye with a tail comb. That's going to be in a book someday. So she's got the head wobbles and her phone's ringing and she's answering it. And I let it go the first time because she was a new client. I'm like, okay, she clearly didn't see the sign or doesn't give a shit. So I let her go. And then it was Johnny, her son, Johnny hangs up. So Johnny is trying to make dinner. So she left him directions and she's like, Johnny, preheat the oven to 350. Let it get to 350. She's giving him exact instructions. It's a flip phone. This is how long ago it was. Claps it closed. I'm like, oh, thank God. Maybe she'll keep her head still. Start doing it, moving the head. Johnny calls back. She answers the phone. Oh my gosh, Johnny, are you serious? Blah, blah, blah. I go, can I have that, please? I said, Johnny, order a fucking pizza. Johnny was like, 18. Slam the phone shut and I throw it across the room onto a chair. And I didn't say another word and she didn't say another word. And we finished her hair and I, of course, never saw her again. So did I always have it together? No. Did I have my moments? Absolutely. The poor UPS guy, the poor, salesman. Oh my God, forget. Any salesman that has come to my salon has an Elaine story about how I mortified them because we have a sign on the door that says no solicitors, sales by appointment only. I don't want your salesman face in my face when I'm on top of a client who's paying me $300 to have her hair done. It's not happening. So don't disrespect my boundaries and I won't embarrass you in my salon. But if you do, you're going to get embarrassed because I start by being nice. Sales guy comes in, clipboard. Oh, hi, ma'am. Can I just have a few minutes of your time? I'm really sorry. You see the sign we have on the door? No solicitors. Maybe you didn't see it. Like I try to do it in a diplomatic way and be nice. And then when they get real pushy, I'm like, you need to get the out. And it is the full word. You need to leave now. And they never come back. So boundaries, energy, protect it. We are in this for the long haul. I was behind the chair almost 40 years and I'm still in it. I'm in it helping teach other people. I'm in it, consulting other businesses. And I'm, of course, in it with my own business. So, it can really beat you up. This industry can beat you up. Don't let it. When my colorist offered, that was so sweet of her to say, can I add a half a day? I said, I won't let you add a half a day because I was that girl and I don't want you to be that girl. I want you to work smarter, not harder. I don't want you giving more of your physical body to this problem. I want you to raise your prices because if you're booked 3 months out, clearly you're not charging enough and you're in demand and you're amazing. She's doing all those lived in looks that the girls only have to come twice a year and she's spending a lot of time with them, but she kept her prices from when she first took over my book. And she didn't have a lot of those lived-in looks. It was traditional highlights. So we need to adapt. She probably felt bad saying something to me. She's just going through the motions, not trying not to be, difficult or anything, but you got to speak up and I have to check in more. So stop. The SBB method is stop, breathe, and be. Be where your feet are. How many times have you been working on a client and in your head is the loop of, oh crap, I promised my kids their favorite dinner tonight. I didn't get the onion. I got to stop on the way home and get onions and cucumbers. Oh man, I wonder if my husband can get them for me. Or I wonder if I can Uber Eats or DoorDash that, or how can, and your mind is just like, oh, like I have it all the time. I still have it and I can't turn it off, but I have automated things. And I mentioned Salon Concierge and I could not say enough about that system because while I am here in Florida and while my staff is sleeping, new clients are online seeing the special that they're, have created for us and running that special. People are claiming it. They're filling out the virtual consultation. We know exactly what they need when they come in. We know that no, it's not a retouch, it's a corrective color 2.5 hour appointment. We know because we have that information ahead of time from the technology from My Salon Concierge. So we have all that. There's no surprises. Then we don't have to be corny and cheesy and be like, hey, I know you love your hair. Can you give me a Google review? It's like so demeaning and demoralizing having to ask for a review. You would think that a client would just want to give you a review because they love you, but they don't think about it. I want you to comment me right now below if you have taken the time when you've had the best experience ever, if you've taken the time to actually go on Google, look up that business and do an unsolicited review. I guarantee there will either be nobody saying me or maybe one person. I myself, I'll be like, oh my gosh, I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it with friends. I'll be like, oh my gosh, I had the best massage. I just did. I'm like, oh, this girl was amazing. She was so strong. She really got to my areas, she really knew where my stress was. I didn't take the time to go on and leave a review. They didn't ask me either to remind me. So don't set yourself up to be this like pushy salesperson where you're like, okay, now I need you to book your next appointment. And can you take out your phone right now and do a Google review while I'm watching you so that I make sure that you actually do it? And it really would help me. And can you tell your friends? And can I give you this referral card? All of that is done from My Salon Concierge for you. As soon as they leave the salon, boom, follow-up text. Hope you had a great visit. We would love to hear your feedback. Here's a link to leave us a review on Google. The biggest difference between you asking for the Google review and doing it this way is the Salon Concierge platform only posts the 5-star reviews. You don't want the crazies and the complainers and all the yuppers. It's all 5-star reviews. So we went from, I think we had like 35 reviews, which is not bad. We never really paid attention to our Google page, but we come up first on Google because of this. We have like 150 5-star reviews. And all of the reviews mention the girl that we did the package for, Sarah. So now our people who've been there longer, who have been more established, higher price haircuts, all the things, they're like, oh shit, Sarah's gotten all the reviews because she did the concierge package. So there's so many other things to it other than just getting you a client, which is great. I mean, who doesn't want more clients? So if you are a salon owner, especially, this is definitely something you want to have. If you are a solo suite, you can do it, but it can be overwhelming. One of our solo suite people that did Salon Concierge reached out to them and said, you got to turn this off. Like, this is way too many clients. I can't handle all these clients. I have like all these people texting me and saying they need an appointment. I can't get them in. So it's really ideal for a larger team, like 3+ people, a salon. But if you want to do it and you have no client, like if you started brand new, the salon that we did the video at, beautiful salon. She just took over an existing salon, completely remodeled, but she has 4 hairstylists that all came to her with tons of experience and 0 clients. So there's 5 stylists sitting and her rent is like, $5,000 a month. So she's paying all this rent and has no clients. I'm like, you need Salon Concierge. Like, you need this. This is an investment you have to do, because if I told you that you and I can go to the casino together and I know the guy that works there and this machine on the end is definitely going to hit at 2:00. Like, it is programmed ahead of time to hit at 2:00. So whatever money you put in, you're going to get double back. Would you put $5 in that machine? Would you put $10 in that machine? Hell no. You would wipe out your savings, put the whole amount that you have in that machine to get double back. Who would not do that? You'd be crazy not to. That's what you're doing when you're saying no to technology like this. The money that you put out for this software and for this system, you put it out. And yeah, it sucks putting it out. It's expensive. But you put it out, and at the end of 3 months, you've got back all of your investment, plus you have a full salon full of clients. And if you're doing your job and you're learning color, hopefully from me, and you're having the clients want to come back, you're set. you're set. They're all going to come back and rebook and rebook and rebook. And now you're done. So you can see my passion for all these things. I love this industry. I'm so excited to be teaching again at Premier. I am there on Sunday and Monday. Sunday is talking about the savvy stylist and showing the before the savvy and the after savvy is going to be, that's my Saturday Night Live moment. You have to see that is Sunday at 10, unfortunately. They always give me the early classes, which is not great. So Sunday at 10 is Savvy Stylist, and Monday at 11:30 is Let's Go Glazy Crazy. I see so many people struggling with doing glazes, toners, and all things, formulating for them and not having it be too gray or too matte or too dull or too overtoned and not bright enough. So Let's Go Glazy Crazy is, if you're a member, you already have it in your library. It's one of the most popular sections of the Hair Color Secrets Insider. But I do it live at the show, and I'm excited about that. That is Monday at 11:30. So if you're at the show, especially if you're one of my members, please come give me a hug. Let's do a selfie picture and grab a coffee or something. But I'm really excited to be there. And thank you for always being here for Coffee Chat. Reach out if you have any questions or comment, but take that stop, breathe, be moment and protect your energy. I'll see everybody next week or hopefully this weekend.